Hello everyone. Well, today I'm going to be sharing with you a pretty big secret in Maplestory 2. What we're going to be doing is we're going to be turning bound onyx crystals into unbound onyx crystals. Well, that's the easiest way to think about it. It's a little bit more complicated than that, but I'll make sure to go ahead and show you guys everything step by step because it is a little bit complicated. But this is going to be super handy for tons of people, and it's definitely a bit of a secret, so don't go around telling everybody quite yet. So just as a bit of an example, we've got two different piles of onyx crystals in my inventory right now. We've got a pile on the left side and we've got a pile on the right side. The pile on the left side is mostly what I have a bunch of right now, and these are going to be your bound onyx crystals. If you look at the red text, it says untradeable, unsellable, bound to not salt. So these cannot be sold to a vendor, they cannot be sold on the black market, and because it says bound to not salt, it has my character name specifically. I can't even end up trading it from one character on my account to another. They are stuck on this character. Then we've got the pile on the right. These are going to be your unbound onyx crystals, and if you look, it says unsellable. That just means that it can't be vendored, but because it doesn't say untradeable, I can go ahead and end up selling it on the black market, and I can also go ahead and end up trading it from one character to another on my account if I want. So this is going to be very handy, especially to those of you guys who play lots and lots of alts. You're going to have a lot of onyx crystals that are bound to those alts. You can't end up moving them around or doing anything with them. This will be super handy for that. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and explain what you are going to be doing step by step because it is a little bit complicated. You have to make sure to do this right or it's not really going to work very well. So first of all, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking for a specific piece of gear on the black market. What we're going to be looking for is only gloves or boots. And I'll go ahead and explain the reason why in a second, but we only want gloves or boots. We also want it to be level 50 and we want it to be blue as well. So let's go ahead and open up the black market and look for a piece of gear. Shouldn't be too expensive. My guess would be around 30,000 mesos or so. So let's go to boots, and it doesn't matter what class it's for. It doesn't have to be for your class. It can be for any class at all. But we do want it to be level 50, and we also want it to be blue. So boots are 35,000 mesos right now. Let's take a look at gloves, see if they're any cheaper. Gloves are 34,000 mesos. So let's go ahead and buy these.
New mail has arrived.
All right, there we go. And now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to take the gloves, and we are going to go ahead and do something specific. Now, I'm going to go ahead and do it first, then I'm going to go ahead and explain everything behind it and why it really only works doing it this specific way. So what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go to our gear tab. We've got our gloves that we just got, and we're going to go ahead and enchant it. So let's go ahead and go to the enchant screen. Let's go to enchant, and let's go to the gloves. All right, we're going to go ahead and enchant it 3 times. We're going to go ahead and get it to +3. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, now what we're going to go ahead and do is we're going to go ahead and dismantle these gloves. Alright, so we just did it, but if you're newer to the game or you don't really understand what happens, I'm going to go ahead and explain everything because there's a lot that just went into what happened and why it only specifically works if you do it the way that I just did it right now. So, if you noticed, we ended up getting 211 onyx crystals. Also, these onyx crystals that we end up getting from dismantling are not bound. As you can see with the little new icon, they got moved to that pile on the right. These are the tradable onyx crystals. You can end up moving these from one character on your account to another, and you can also go ahead and list these type of onyx crystals on the black market. We ended up using the onyx crystals on the left side to enchant the gear, however. It used our bound onyx crystals, and in return, we ended up getting unbound onyx crystals. Now, we also ended up getting a very specific number, 211. This is really important. Now, I want to go ahead and show a little bit of an example, just for people who are newer. If we go back to the black market and we buy another piece of gloves or boots that are going to be level 50 and exceptional, which is going to be blue. Let's go to gloves, level 50, exceptional. Alright, let's go ahead and buy these for 35,000 mesos. And these ones we are not going to enchant. We are just going to go ahead and dismantle these ones normally. So let's go back to gear, and let's go to dismantle. Okay, so you're going to notice that you get a completely different number of onyx crystals this time than we did just now. So we ended up only getting 49. That is the base number of onyx crystals that you're going to end up getting by dismantling level 50 blue equipment. It's going to be 49, and it's going to be 49 for all different types of equipment, not just gloves and boots. It's going to be the same for all different types of equipment. Now, when we enchanted our gloves and our boots up to +3, we ended up getting 211 onyx crystals. That's quite a bit more than 49. In fact, it's 161 additional Onyx crystals, or 162 additional Onyx crystals. The amount of enchantment materials that it ended up costing us to enchant our gloves up to +3 cost 156 Onyx crystals. I do have that little premium discount where it costs 10% less Onyx crystals, but technically we even got a couple of extra Onyx crystals than the amount of enchantment materials that it costs to enchant it. So we ended up spending 156 Onyx crystals to enchant those gloves to +3, and in return, on top of the 49 Onyx crystals that you always end up getting from dismantling a piece of blue equipment, we got an additional 162 Onyx crystals for a total of 211 Unbound Onyx crystals. Now, it's very, very important that you end up doing this for gloves or for boots only, because I want to go ahead and show you guys. If we go back to the dismantling screen and we go ahead and we go back to the enchantment screen and we go ahead and we take a look at a piece of gear that is not gloves or boots. Let's go ahead and take a look at this, for example. So we've got my magical rune bottoms. This is going to be bottoms, and it costs 291 Onyx crystals in order to enchant these. Now we take a look at my headpiece. This is going to cost 195 Onyx crystals. Boots and gloves are going to be the cheapest to enchant, and it's because the number of Onyx crystals that it takes to enchant gear is going to be based around the amount of gear score that gear is typically worth. So because gear score is very, very uneven in Maplestory 2, I talked about this a lot in my gearing up video. For those of you guys who are really new and don't know how the gear score system works, it's very, very heavily weighted towards weapons, and then pieces of gear like chest pieces and bottoms, head pieces, and then for some reason gloves and boots are very, very low on the gear score charts. They only give you 30 to 34 gear score compared to bottoms, which give you 171, the headpiece, which gives 119, and that gear score number is going to be the number of enchantment materials that it takes to enchant, roughly speaking. So because gloves and boots don't have a very high gear score, they're not going to really use that many enchantment materials to enchant. But weirdly enough, even though it takes way more enchantment materials to enchant something like bottoms or a headpiece, when you end up enchanting it and then you end up dismantling it, it's still going to give you the same number of enchantment materials from dismantling as gloves or boots. So I could go ahead and spend 156 Onyx crystals enchanting these shoes up to +3 and then dismantling them. It would give me 211. If I were to do the exact same thing with these bottoms, it would cost something like 900 Onyx crystals, and it would still only give me 211 Onyx crystals back. I don't know why. Seems a little bit strange to me, but that's just the way that the game works. So you absolutely want to go with the cheapest to enhance pieces of gear, and that is going to be gloves or boots. The reason why you only want to go up to +3 as well is because once you end up getting to +3, it's going to start costing more enhancement materials, and it's also going to have a small chance to fail as well. You'll notice that the success chance will start going down, and the amount of Onyx crystals, it's going to start increasing as you go up to +3, or as you go beyond +3, and it's just not going to be efficient. It's going to be costing you more Onyx crystals to enchant that piece of equipment, and you're going to be getting less Onyx crystals in return. So the most efficient thing to do, I've tested this, I've done this before, is you want to enchant gloves and boots to +3 and then dismantle them. And what that is going to do, of course, is that is going to turn those bound Onyx crystals in your inventory to unbound Onyx crystals that are tradable, movable between alts, etc. So this is, obviously it's not exactly, you know, trading bounds to unbound, but it's the easiest way to think about it. And it's going to be really, really useful to those of you guys who play alt characters, or if you just have a bunch of bound Onyx crystals, you want to end up getting some mesos or moving them around or doing whatever. And the price of gloves and boots right now makes this absolutely super efficient. Even if you were to go ahead and buy gloves and boots off of the trade station or off of the black market and just go ahead and dismantle them, because Onyx crystals are almost 700 each, you would make your money back just by buying the gloves and the boots alone. So anyway, that's been this little trick to turn your bound Onyx crystals into unbound Onyx crystals. Again, the best way of thinking about it. So I'm hoping that you guys were able to use this to your advantage and it helps out. If you guys were able to use this trick, keep it a secret for at least a little while longer. But if you guys enjoyed the video, feel free to leave a quick like, helps out. If you guys enjoyed this tip and you guys want more little tips and tricks and secrets from Maplestory 2, I've got plenty more, don't worry. Feel free to subscribe to the channel, of course. that'll give you notifications of future videos, so don't forget to click notifications on as well. That's going to be about it, so thank you guys for watching, and little mention that there is a giveaway in the description if you guys are interested in a free chance to win an iTunes or Google Play gift card. Link in the description. All you have to do is be a subscriber to the channel for 2 tickets, and leave a like or a comment on the video for a bonus ticket. That'll give you 3 tickets, 3 chances to win, so good luck everyone entering that as well. That's going to be about it. I know this was a little bit longer, but I wanted to make sure to explain every little thing in detail because it is a little bit confusing, and you do have to do this a very, very certain way or it just won't work. So thanks again, everyone. Have a great day, and until next time, this is Salt of the Salted Guild, signing out.